This is the House of Hockey podcast on the Hockey Podcast Network. Hockey is more than a game, it's a lifestyle. It's you, the diehard supportive fans, your favorite players who are on the team you cheer for, and the organization who supports them.
The companies that make your gear, bags, and beer league sweaters. The hockey moms and hockey dads, and everything else that makes this House of Hockey your home. Come on in. I'm Breezy.
And I'm Ray.
And this is our house. Welcome back to the House of Hockey podcast, episode 124. I'm one of your hosts, Breezy.
And I'm your other host, Ray. And
I feel like I'm talking really quiet for some reason. I probably am.
No, I mean, you're coming in like crystal clear in my ears.
Okay.
Either your microphone is like amazing and mine sucks. Like I could hear the difference last week from my AirPods recording while I was away. So I don't know. Am I really loud? Obviously, I'm always really loud, but
I'm not super loud. Well, I do have the microphone right in front of me. Sometimes I just want to like hang on to it and like act like a weirdo, but
I'm back home in the home studio. I've made some changes. I have my painting I did of Ringo.
Whoa, you did that?
Yeah, that's acrylic on canvas.
Wow, Picasso over there.
I went to one of those like paint nights, but instead of painting like a bowl of fruit, which is stupid and never looks good, and people don't ever end up hanging those pictures up, this lady had us pre-send pictures of our pets and like actually like devoted some time to telling us like what to do, like how to paint. And then she just outlined the body, like she just drew the body like freehand, so we had at least like a framework.
That's
but
cool.
I painted it.
Looks good. I didn't know you had such talents.
I do. I dabble in the arts, Breezy.
Apparently. Jeez.
So Ringo just looks like he's staring at me like, Mom, which is how he's usually looking at me. And then there was the most exciting news that happened in the small town in which I live. They opened a Home Goods.
Whoa.
I love Home Goods. Aunt Tony loves Home Goods. We love looking at the shiny, pretty objects in there. So we went to since it's opened in our town now. And I bought the other picture over my shoulder, which is the United States patent for an ice skate, which I thought was cool. Super cool. So it's just like resting right now. If you're not watching on video, I haven't like hung it up because I wanted to get your opinion on like, how is this looking now?
I like it.
Do we like the figure skate?
I do. I think it like ties everything in. That's cool.
All right. I'll keep it.
I like it a lot. Guess what my favorite place is in Home Goods?
What? The dog section?
No, the cutting board section.
The cutting board section.
I love cutting boards. And they're so cool.
There are.
I have an obsession. I think I probably have like 8 different cutting boards.
Well, you need one for like the meat and one for like the cooked meat and then one for the vegetables and like, yeah.
And just like cutting and like you need like big ones and small ones. And then like, I can never say like, okay, you know, like the meats and the cheeses that you put on like a cutting board.
Charcuterie.
Yeah. We call them Chattanooga boards because we can't say the other one. So like you need to have one that's like that. And then sometimes they have like these like cool like little designs into them. And it's like, I obviously need that one. Like, you know, the knot looks cooler than this one. So
and do you have like a custom named one, like with like your name on it?
I do not. No. Soon. I'm trying to figure out what I want like set on that, you know.
Yeah.
But I do have my name on some knives, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
That is pretty cool.
You dabble in the art of cooking. I dabble in the art of painting.
Perfect. I wish I could paint. That thing looks good. I'm pretty proud of you.
Thank you. We're very refined here on the podcast. Actually, let me show you. Hold on. I'm tethered to the computer today. Look at it up close.
Wow.
Look at the detail.
It's pretty good. Ringo is just looking at you like, what, mom?
Yeah, like what? It's
Yeah.
so you can't see some of that with the way the hold on. The lighting is. Okay. So we got Ringo in here now. It feels kind of complete to me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Looks good.
So it's Halloween. Halloween will have just happened by the time this episode comes out, and it's my
Hmm.
favorite time of year for hockey because of all the players who are obsessed with Halloween. They all have all most of them all like have some sort of team Halloween party. The costumes are always top notch. I'm obsessed, like constantly scrolling all weekend, like looking to see what people went as. And can we talk
Yeah.
about Brady Kachuk and his small obsession with Will Ferrell?
I'm obsessed with the two of them, first of all. They are just so cool. Like I feel like I just want to be involved in like their family at some point. Um, but yeah, his elf costume this year with his pose was by far my favorite costume. I'm sorry. I just can't get enough of it. He's so good. And he's got like that goofy little face too, where it's like it just plays it all out.
He's like Will Ferrell's younger brother.
He really is.
He looks like he could be.
Yeah,
And he's
I
tall,
agree.
like Will.
Yeah, kind of goofy.
I wonder if they've met because Will Ferrell's a big Kings fan, big hockey fan. I
He
wonder if
is.
they've like met in real life. Like I feel like we need to make that happen.
I feel like we have to if it hasn't already happened because like I need like a picture of the two of them together.
Exactly.
Maybe
Exactly.
also in the elf costume. That would probably make my life.
Best. The best. That would be so good. Revo, Revo, Ryan, aka Revo. he, he went as from Dodgeball, the what's the name? It's escaping me.
I don't
Like
know.
the
I've never
turbo
seen that movie.
what?
Just not a big comedy fan.
Crazy. It's like a
I'm sorry.
classic.
I'm sorry.
Like Talladega Nights, like you've like these are like classic films that are really good.
Just can't get into them.
Dodgeball is so good. Anyway, they went as the dodgeball characters, a bunch of them. I saw a bunch of Toy Story
Yeah.
costumes.
The Rangers are actually super funny. I was kind of stalking their Instagram this past week since obviously I picked them to be my Metro team.
Yes.
And I was like, gosh, these guys are they're pretty funny. And I watched the Revo video. I sent
Yeah.
it to you. And the fact that like some of the things that they were saying, I was just like sitting there in like bed, like giggling at. They chose Mika Zibanejad to be the science teacher
Yeah.
as a costume, and I was like, oh my god, I could see it. I could see it.
I could see it. Yeah, Revo was going around interviewing the guys in the locker room, like, what's your favorite costume? And
Yeah.
or who should so and so be for Halloween? And they came up with some pretty good ones.
I
But I
couldn't even
just
tell you like what my favorite costume has been.
of
I feel like I
your
never,
personal
yeah, like my
costume?
personal. Do you have one?
Oh yeah.
What was it?
I was April O'Neil, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I had the
Oh,
turtles. A bunch of the girls
oh,
I was friends with were the turtles. And I had like the pizza box and the microphone. Yeah.
there you go.
But she was a
I,
reporter.
yeah, she was. I don't, yeah, I don't even remember any of my costumes really. I never really dress up. So,
Not surprised by that though.
yeah, I know. Shocking, right?
I love a costume. Also shocking.
Yeah.
But I love Halloween. So, but
Yeah.
I went with how I
But you don't
felt.
like scary movies.
No.
You don't have any like Halloween movie that you watch.
Hocus
Those are like the
Pocus.
only movies I watch are scary movies. So I'm like, this is like my like time to shine when it comes to like movies. But
No, Hocus Pocus is as far as I get. And the sequel was horrible.
I didn't even watch the sequel.
Don't
Okay.
save your 90 minutes. Not worth it at all.
Oh man.
Was a big disappointment. What's your go-to like number one scary movie for Halloween?
Uh for Halloween. Well, I'm a big Michael Myers fan, so I obviously watched the new Halloween Ends, and I loved it. That was really good. But I always have to watch The Shining. The Shining is my favorite movie of all time. So I don't really want to say it's a Halloween movie, but just an overall scary movie. But Halloween movie, I guess it would have to be anything Michael Myers,
Okay. Okay.
which I did. So now I kind of want to watch it like again because it was good.
I don't think I've ever seen it because I can't endure it. It's just like too real for me. Well,
Too real
I've
for
got
you.
ghosts in my house and like crazy stuff
Yeah.
is always happening to me. So it's like, I don't need to now like also scare myself. Antonia is whispering to her phone, torch off to turn off her flashlight if you can't hear her. Torch on. Did you know that the light flashlight is also torch?
No, I did not.
I didn't either. I'm like, what the hell is torch? I'm like,
That's funny. But
flashlight
her like
on.
whispering in the background when we're talking about scary movies and you're like, I have a ghost in the house, made it
Right. So you
perfect timing, Aunt Tony.
see what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't need any more. Like, it's too real. That's what I mean. Like, scary movies are just too real. Like, I experience these things enough that like I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, don't need to watch it for fun to like relax when it's happening every like 2 minutes here.
Right.
Speaking of scary stories, I read this today. I subscribed to this email newsletter called The Gist. It's all about
Hmm.
sports. They shared a story that Toronto's Hockey Hall of Fame is haunted. Did you know this?
No.
I didn't either. So the building, I'm going to read real quick. The building
Well, the,
originally,
the building's creepy.
okay, well, I
Yeah.
haven't been. So it originally housed the Bank of Montreal, where in 1953, 19-year-old bank employee Dorothea May Elliott attempted to take her own life in the women's restroom and died in the hospital the next day. Soon after, Dorothea's former bank colleagues began experiencing strange things like flickering lights, footsteps following them, shrieking noises, and an overall feeling that someone was watching them, especially while in the women's restroom. Eventually, because of so many strange reports, occurrences, and overwhelmingly bad vibes, Breezy nailed it, the bank installed a second bathroom. When the bank relocated, however, the reports from the original restroom continued. Dun, dun, dun. Visitors report seeing a woman with long dark hair near the restroom on the second floor, along with the feeling of being watched or hearing footsteps and screams. Fun facts.
Wow.
But nobody knew that. I'm sure everybody who is a Leafs fan is like, of course we knew that, you idiot.
That's crazy. Did not know that. Well, when I went, it was what? I don't remember what. I went for the first time in August. And it was like a stormy, like overcasty kind of day. So like the picture I have from the outside is
It's
like
like,
pretty creepy. I'll send it to you.
let's look and see if there's any ghosts in there, women with dark hair,
Yeah,
long
peeking
dark
through the
hair.
window.
Um, do you ever have this happen to you where for some reason you get like a word or a song lyric or something like stuck in your head on loop
Uh-huh.
and just like you're just repeating it to yourself over and over for no reason and you like catch yourself and you're like, why is my brain keep saying this to me?
Yeah.
That happened to me yesterday. And all I kept saying in my brain was Mason McTavish, Mason McTavish, Mason McTavish. I'm like, why is this Anaheim Ducks player's name like on repeat in my
Weird.
brain? It was really
Yeah.
weird.
Wow. I had the same thing happen last week with a player, and now it like I can't remember who it was. It'll come to me. But I for like 3 days straight, I couldn't get his name out of my head, and I was like,
Yeah,
I don't even like he's not even on. Like, why do I keep thinking about this player?
I don't know. And it was like weird. I'm like, why do I keep repeating his name? Um, but I also do this other thing that I wanted to see if you did, and then we'll get into real hockey talk, everybody. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining the Halloween show. Talking about nothing related to hockey yet. But the uh when I scroll Instagram, I follow
Mhm.
every single team in the league and a handful of the players. But every time they post pictures of the guys without their
Mhm.
buckets on, I always like quiz myself. like, who is that? Like their name to their picture. Cause like there's a ton of people and I don't know everybody's name on like the other teams. So I'm practicing, it's like
Right.
flashcards for me. Like,
Yeah.
who's this? And I think that's what happened with Mason McTavish, because there was a picture, there was a picture with him, Trevor Zegras, and the other young guy that's was a gull that's now got moved up, whose name is escaping me. But the three of them are like buddies. And they were like in a picture. And I was like memorizing like Mason McTavish is the one with the wild curly black hair. And like just so that like I can put faces to names. Anyway. Am I the only one who quizzes themselves on Instagram?
No, I mean, I feel like I'm probably like, who's that? And then like I try to like figure it out. So maybe the same, but like I don't maybe go out of my way to quiz myself.
This week's episode of the House of Hockey podcast is brought to you by hockey fans. It's finally time to hit the ice again. And thanks to DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, you're in for the season of a lifetime. New customers can bet $5 on any team and get $200 in free bets if they win. If that wasn't enough excitement, you can turn small bets into bigger payouts with same game parlays. Combine multiple bets like which team will win, how many goals will be scored, and more for your shot at an even bigger payout. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. You can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code THPN. Bet $5 on any NHL team to win their game and get $200 in free bets if they do. That's code THPN for the Hockey Podcast Network at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Have you shopped at Pure Hockey? They are America's largest hockey retailer with dozens of stores and the option to shop online. If you or any of your kids play hockey, Pure Hockey is the place to find just about all your equipment, skates, sticks, gear, bags, jerseys, and accessories. Plus, Pure Hockey is one of our affiliate partners. So next time you break your hockey stick or your kid grows out of his skates, why not check out purehockey.com? While you are looking for hockey equipment, you can also browse around for merchandise from your favorite NHL team and make gift giving even easier for your hockey-loving friends and family. Oh, and do us a huge favor. Use our special link that we have for you for purehockey.com when you browse the site and make a purchase, because we'll receive a small commission, which helps me and Breezy create this podcast. Head to the episode's show notes for the special direct link to shop at purehockey.com.
But Trevor Zegras, I'm sorry, I love his game day fits.
I do too.
Like, I look forward to seeing his game day fits.
He does it up like super sleek with the no sock, but like the pants are tailored perfectly. And like it's classy, but then with his like surfer
with
boy
the
hair,
he just looks so good.
He does.
I'm like, stop. What am I doing?
You can add a hunk, but you can't add another hockey team to your list, okay?
No, I would never, ever.
You couldn't
ever.
add the Ducks.
No. Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Should we move into some hockey talk?
Yeah, let's do it. What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about the big story of the weekend, which I think in the week was the Coyotes home opener.
Okay.
Your laugh.
What did I don't know.
At Mullet Arena.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's called. They had they gave away like headbands with fake mullet wigs attached to the back for everybody, for all 5,000 people to wear. The away dressing room is pipe and drape. And like That's it. A bunch of chairs, like out in the open. I don't think there's doors, so like we're not hiding hockey secrets here in the locker room when you're when you're at Mullet Arena, guys. Gotta
Good
get.
airflow, I guess, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, are we playing music? Like, isn't there music allowed? Like, what's happening? Because like, it's not really a locker room.
Yeah,
It's quite the experience. The Jets Twitter went really hard on them.
I
Like,
loved it. I was living for it.
I can't believe the league let them like nobody from the league was like, "Hey, cool
Simmer
it."
down, simmer
Yeah.
down. Yeah. So for those of you who didn't catch the Jets Twitter, I kind of just put some little bullet points here, I guess. So they did a fall fashion inspo for when you're on campus. Take your seats with a professor emoji. Welcome to our crib tonight, and it was a view of the locker room. Unlike the mullet, there's still plenty of time for comeback in reference to the hairstyle that they were given out for the game. Staying late for extracurricular activities. That's a good one.
It's so good.
My favorite was probably putting the L in mullet with capital LL in mullet. And then don't make a deal with the Sun Devil, which is the obviously the Arizona State Sun Devils. So pretty funny.
I think I went hard before on the Yotes and like this whole situation and like not even really the Yotes, but just like I just am still in shock that the league is even like this is even happening to begin with. Um and like they didn't do a relocation like they did in the NBA when the Thunder were in New Orleans, but then they relocated to Oklahoma City, but they were called uh, that thing that was forever
Okay.
ago. But like they temporarily relocated the basketball team, I think it was to Oklahoma because of Katrina. And so the team needed a place to go. I think that's right. Either way, some basketball team in New Orleans had to relocate and then they played a whole season there. And then I think because of the popularity, they got their own team and now the New Orleans team went back to New Orleans. I think something along those lines. But
Huh. Because it's New Orleans Pelicans, right? Louisiana.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm just surprised that the league wasn't like, let's just relocate you for a whole season to an arena somewhere else that's like unused that can house a lot of people that people in Arizona are going to travel to. I don't know.
I don't
Just
know.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes in regards to this team and this location that we just don't know about. And for whatever reason, they're there.
Yeah.
But that
Pretty
was
funny though. I was laughing.
like I wish we could ask the players what they really thought about the locker room situation, like in the
I mean, you
away.
kind of feel like bad for the Coyotes, right? I mean,
Well, yeah.
but then at the same time, like you almost want to like they almost come off as being like the redheaded stepchild of like the league. Like but then like they have like a legit fan base. Like don't get me wrong, they do have a legit fan base, but it's like they're the league is doing them dirty for sure. Um
There's a
but
girl.
I'm curious to see what else other teams are going to be saying about when they go visit there.
I mean, we said it before, you put the positive spin on it. What a cool opportunity to be,
Yeah.
several feet away from your team and get to watch up close. There's no bad seat in the house, so to speak,
Yeah.
and a unique experience. I mean, there are benches, there aren't even seats in there. So bring a
Yeah.
cushion for your butt, like college throwback for sure. Kind of stadium seating. And I mean, it's kind of cool, but I don't know.
I mean, it's super cool, like to have like a college stadium seating to watch like your favorite NHL team, whether it's the Coyotes or not. Like it's still kind of cool. Like I think it still kind of gives you like your homey like feeling, you know.
Yeah.
I'd be curious though to see how many fans are recruited to be Coyote fans.
Because
That
of this.
maybe because of this, because it's just a different experience than what many people are going to be used to. So I just wonder how many other fans are going to be the Coyotes are going to round up for this one.
I mean, it could happen, and because it's on a college campus, I mean,
Hmm.
sure, but I don't know many
Which is
college
interesting.
kids who can throw $200 down on a hockey game, though.
Right.
I
Well,
know I
my
couldn't.
nephew's girlfriend goes there and she said that
Oh.
they get into games free. Like any
Oh,
arena on the campus they get into free. So she was like, I don't know if I would get free tickets. I was like, probably not free, but do
discount.
college kids get discounted tickets? I mean, it's a popular college town, so who knows?
That'd be a way to get butts in seats for sure. You know?
Yeah, why not?
Anyway, that whole thing was just, it's a riot. The whole thing
Yeah,
is just a riot.
it is.
Should we talk about somebody else who is a riot? Eric Carlson.
Oh my gosh, so funny. That was good. There's a
He,
video that was
yeah,
posted
I'm
today
gonna,
on Sunday, and he did an interview with Sportsnet, and he kind of was like just joking around. It was good to see him smiling. I know he's been going through quite a bit. And then as he walks away,
yeah.
he goes to open up the door, and the doors are locked.
And the Sportsnet guy is like, maybe you could, at least you could figure out how to open a door. It's something they were
Yeah,
like smack talking each other in a playful way. It was really cute.
yeah,
It
it's
was,
funny.
I was trying to pull up the reporter's name and it's not here, but at least they're
Yes, Carlson basically goes, "You're looking good, almost as good as me," and then that's when he tries to open up the door, and
but
the
it's
reporter goes,
locked.
"At least you can figure out how to open up a door, or
Yeah.
find a door that's open next time, or something like that."
So funny. I wish there was more interviews like that in throughout the league with
Yeah,
players, and it wasn't always so serious. I wish they could do, two serious questions and then show their personality and their relationships with some of these reporters, because these guys have known a lot of these people forever and they get asked the same
right.
questions, and I think they do a lot of that though on the TNT broadcast and the intermission report with like Biz and the guys. Like some of
Yeah,
the players will really like in the middle of a game, they're
right.
talking shit to each other and like hollering at Biz or whatever, and that you get to see a little more of their personality. And I mean, that's the place for it, sure. And they ask them like some serious questions, but with the right balance of humor. And I just wish we
Hmm.
could integrate a little bit more of that with some of the like home team broadcasts. I think that
Yeah,
would really be,
I still think it'd be funny for like the like someone up in like I don't know in the offices or something to give like a random word to a player, and then
yeah.
on like Twitter, like say like, all right, guys, we got another random word for you coming today. The first person to tell us what the random word is in an interview, you can get like free tickets to the next game or something, kind of like the Tyler Toffoli Spumoni situation that had happened. Because I feel like that's just a fun way to get people involved and actually get them watching games and getting them to like listening to like these interviews rather than fast forwarding or getting up to go get another beer or something. Um,
I
I feel like
agree.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think that we should start that.
We should. We really should.
We're gonna have
I'll
to.
text Matthew next time Matthew Kitchuk and tell him a word.
I mean, we could probably get Vincent Trocek to do it.
Probably.
He does enough interviews like in-game stuff that I think he would be
You throw a word
open
out there.
to participating. Yeah, I'll text our girl who hooked it up, his PR, see what we can
Yeah,
do.
that'd be funny.
Uh the other note you have in here was about not Mason Tavish. Blah, blah. I can say it so much better in my brain, but when I say it out loud, it doesn't come
Mm-hmm.
out quite right. We got
Yep.
the Leafs equipment manager, Bobby Hastings.
Yeah. There's a video going around of him, and a lot of people know that he was an assist to basically a Mitch Marner goal last season,
That's right.
where Mitch Marner broke his stick, and as he's skating back, Bobby just hands the stick over, and Mitch goes and scores a goal. But you can see him. We should post a video of
he's
this
like
video
this.
where he's watching who's on the ice, and he has his hands on their sticks, and as they're changing, he's moving his hands, and it's pretty incredible to see something like that, because you're not paying attention to these things when you're watching the game, but these guys are watching the game on a different level, making sure that, like, all right, Muzzin's on the ice. Well, Muzzin's not on the ice because he's always injured, but you know what I mean? Like, his hands are on it, ready to go.
Yeah.
I watched that video probably for a solid 10 minutes straight, and it's only like a 13-second video, but it's incredible.
It's really impressive. And like it looks like he's playing the piano
It does.
almost,
It
because
really
he's
does.
like, do and they're all, the different heights. And I couldn't figure out how he had them arranged. Does he have them arranged by first line, second line, third line, or does he have them arranged alphabetically, numerically? Like, how does he have the sticks lined up so that he knows? I would imagine by lines.
I think
That
it's
would
by
be,
lines because he always had his hands like this. So it's probably like lines and defensemen, right? Because
oh
that's how
yeah.
he was moving his hands. So I think that's how they usually do it. But
That's
I don't
super
know.
cool.
I'm not an equipment manager.
We should try to figure out how to get an equipment manager on. We should see if he does interviews.
We should. I pulled
That'd
up his
be,
LinkedIn.
hey,
He's on.
send him a message. We
Yeah,
got nothing to lose. It would be interesting to hear how they do that.
it would. Yeah, for sure.
And do the players tape all of their sticks themselves, or just the one they start the game with?
I think all of them.
The players tape them, or the equipment manager?
The players. That's
Okay.
like game time routine.
So you tape like all four of your sticks
Yeah.
if
Tape
it
them up.
needs taping, right?
Yeah, right.
Like if you okay. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like why
Yeah.
doesn't the equipment manager tape them?
I'm sure they do if like they needed to, but I think it's more of like a superstition kind of thing with a lot of players. Like they have to have it done precisely, and they all tape them differently. So you kind of have to know. I mean, an equipment manager needs to know so much already. I don't think that they can remember the exact way certain players like their tape sticked.
That's true. They've got to have
They're tape
like
sticked. They're stick taped. Wow.
I knew what
It
you
worked in my
meant.
head. Yeah, it worked in my head.
I didn't even catch it. I was like, yeah, that. I
Yeah.
know. I know what you're I speak
Yeah.
Breezy, you speak Ray.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for coming over to our House of Hockey podcast and hanging out with us. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. And in the meantime, you can follow us on social media. Just look for House of Hockey podcast. We'll be back next week.